Yippee-yay, there'll be no wedding bells for today. 'Cause I got spurs that jingle.
Hello there, and welcome to the Lucky 38. Come on in, come on in. We're just open for business. I am the waitress, or what the fuck? Did I say waitress? I mean waiter. Yeah, waiter for this evening, Lester. And the employee of Mr. House. Come on in. We have some whiskeys, some Jack Daniels, some vodka if you're into that. And we have some caravan for all you people that are in Vegas. We have Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing. But welcome to the Lucky 38 podcast. This is a brand new podcast series from yours truly, from Two Plus Media. And yeah, this is the new podcast. Today we're going to be talking to JennieSpaghetti. And she is a Twitch affiliate. She's one of my best friends I have right now. And it's a pretty good interview. And I think you're gonna like her a lot if you haven't listened to her on Twitch before. So this first segment, I'm basically going to be going over what this podcast is going to be about. Basically, this podcast is going to be about me talking to someone that I admire, and we're just going to be shooting the shit for a couple hours or an hour, depending on how long it is. And we could talk about anything, Fallout. We could talk about Fallout, Elder Scrolls, gaming, real life, politics, just shooting the shit and having fun for a couple hours. It's kind of like the Ownercast. The Ownercast was me and about 4 or 5 people talking about gaming topics or real life topics for a couple hours. That's what I want the Lucky 38 podcast to be. So yeah, that's about it. Um, it's gonna be once a month, I think. For now, I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't have a script with me, so that's why I suck right now. uh, yeah, so about once a month, maybe twice a month, if I feel good about doing these more often. I just want to be, I want this to be a once a month podcast where I can just shoot the shit with people. That's pretty much what this podcast is going to be about. It's the same thing that the Undercast was. We'll be on YouTube. iTunes, I don't know yet. Um, I'll probably upload it to Twitch, and maybe you can do a little vlogcast. I think that'd be pretty cool. Do a little vlogcast of the stream, of the podcast when I'm finished editing it. I think that'd be pretty cool. And maybe then I can upload it to YouTube. I don't know if we're gonna upload it to. If I'm going to upload this to iTunes right away. Just because I'm trying to save up for a bunch of different things, so I can't. I don't know if it's in my budget that I can take it to iTunes, but I'm sure at some point it will be on iTunes. Um, SoundCloud, I think you have to pay for SoundCloud, so probably not. But I will find some way to put it on iTunes. I don't remember what site. The Ownercast was on iTunes, but the problem with that is you can only put so many episodes. I had the free plan to upload them to iTunes, and after about 10 to 15 episodes, I had to stop because I didn't have enough bandwidth space to upload them to iTunes. So we'll see. Right now it's gonna be YouTube, Twitch, maybe VidMe. I'm not sure about VidMe. Do I even have an account on VidMe? I'm not sure, but that's the plan right now. YouTube, Twitch, until I found a solution. I'm sorry if you are hearing these people upstairs. That's why I have my microphone on push to talk. I can't wait until I move out in February. Anyway, anyway, so that's the plan. Once a month podcast. We're just gonna be shooting the shit, asking questions and having fun and all that stuff. I'm gonna have some gameplay. of New Vegas or another game that we're talking about. Um, so that would be fun. It'll kind of be like a let's play while you're listening to me being acting like a fool, me and my guest. Um, the game like New Vegas or Dwee or whatever fall game. I'll be doing something. There'll be some gameplay. Um, overlaying the actual audio file. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have for right now. Without further ado, here's Jenny Spaghetti. Here's my interview with Jenny Spaghetti. And yeah, we'll be back. What? Nah. Alright, we're back. Welcome back to the Lucky 38 podcast. And we're back with our guest this week, or this month. Jenny Spaghetti, how are you doing, miss?
Good. Glad I'm here. Thanks for inviting me, Lester.
Come on in. We got blackjack. We got poker.
Them slot machines.
Yeah, we got slot machines. We got some caravan going on.
Some angry Protectron stewards.
Yeah. Come on in and enjoy yourself. Okay. Thank you very much for agreeing to this. This means a lot to me. That you'll be my first guest on this new venture.
Oh, we are number one.
Yep. My first question is, what motivated you to start streaming on Twitch?
For me, it was definitely not my intention to continue doing it. I guess I just I don't know. It was social anxiety for me. Because I'm from the tiniest, most backwoods town ever. So basically, everyone knows your business, and you know everybody's business.
Yeah.
So there just comes a point. I like to use a toilet analogy. There comes a point where you're all just swirling in this toilet, around and around each other, and nothing's coming up and nothing's going down. Nothing's really happening, but you're just stuck in this vortex with all of the same people. And it's not often that you meet a new person that you don't already have preconceived notions about, because they either dated so and so, or you knew them from so and so, or you went to high school with them or something. So I had essentially ran out of new people to make friends with, and I wasn't getting out of the house. So I was like, all right, well, I love gaming, and I know. I'm glad we found it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're so right, though, dude. That's why I was glad you came in my stream, because, it's crazy to think that you'll be such good friends with these people who just start out as, a name on a screen that you read. Yeah, all of the people that I've met that I talk to every day, I honestly could have never actually thought of that being a thing. I just kind of was like, all right, well, if this helps me talk to people online, then maybe I can put myself out there in real life and actually get a life. And the opposite happened. I ended up getting an online life and abandoning real life.
Yeah. How was the first stream?
It was bad, actually. So, before I even decided to start streaming, officially to try to meet people, before that, I had this friend that I played Guild Wars with, and I didn't really know what Twitch was, but someone else had told me about it, and I had this no cam stream one time, and I didn't actually know how OBS worked. So I didn't know it recorded your desktop noises, so I had a speaker blasting music, and the music was playing on my computer too. It was bad. It was just very bad. Yeah, and then he was trying to be nice about it, and he was like, yeah, and it lasted for all of 5 minutes, and then I was like, okay, and I didn't think about streaming ever again for 6-7 months, and then I was like, wait, what if I actually did this and wasn't shitty about it? So yeah, at that point I Googled, how do you use OBS, how does it actually work? Oh, rip, my audio was being recorded the entire time. So yeah, in retrospect, that was a really good first stream, even though like only one person saw it, because then when I actually streamed and was like, I don't even think I listed it under the game that I was playing. I think it was completely unlisted, and like just hopefully no one besides that one person ever saw it.
When did you notice the streams start to grow?
um Definitely after maybe the first month or two. I'm not sure. I started in the end of January 2016, and I don't think I started noticing like real crazy growth until maybe March or so. But I was like, I basically had no life, so I was doing, without even realizing it, 8 to 10 hour days of just like,
Oh wow.
yeah, I wasn't even realizing that I was doing streams that long. I just was like playing games already that long and had the stream up. But yeah, between that time, I typically had like 3 and 8 viewers during those months, just depending on whatever. And that was back before Twitch banned people like botting other people. That's when people could very easily go buy spam bots and like troll low view channels. So yeah, Twitch was a little bit more toxic, I would say, in the beginning of 2016. Which for me, that was the one thing that made me not want to maybe be such a huge part of it. But when they started standing up and taking action against those kind of behaviors, I was like, okay, well, I am really enjoying this, so I guess it's like a safe place. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you remember it was like no man's land for a while.
Yeah, it was.
There was a lot of like wild stuff going on.
Yeah. This is hilarious. How did you first meet Sam? Because this story is pretty funny.
He came in my chat room to make fun of me because he's a dick.
He was basically a troll.
He is basically the toxicity I just talked about. So he used to like go on Twitch after work or during work and stuff, and I was streaming really late East Coast times, like from 10 o'clock until like 7, 8 in the morning, which is pretty ideal for a New Zealander or an Australian to watch. So, whether I realized it or not, that was a viewer base I had started building before I even had any foresight into moving here. So he came in because at the time I was bleaching my beep beep.
Oh, that's outside. What the hell?
I know. They're coming to get your dank memes. That's okay.
What was that?
I was like, what? There's like no road up by me, so I was like, wait, what? Just driving up the mountain. But yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's Sam coming because he heard we're talking about him. So at the time I was bleaching my own hair at home, so I had this like white bleached hair, and it was like overly bleached essentially, and I don't know what was going on, but I just was like real into doing that at the time, and he just saw, not that it excuses it, and I've reamed him about this before because like it's such a mean thing to do. He just saw a girl with like blonde hair, and he clicked in and was just gonna like troll me until I banned him from the room, which I assume is what he was doing to other people, and everyone's in control of their own chat room, so I don't blame them. But he came in and he was just saying a bunch of dumb stuff to me, and I was like trolling him back. And I don't think he expected that. And then my only other mod at the time was my friend El Penguino, and he just saw me like actually for once kind of troll back versus like just let him ban people. And yeah, then Sam just kept coming back day after day, and just shooting the shit with us. And yeah, he trolled me, and the first message he actually sent to me on Twitch, like that no one else could see was a private message. It was just a whisper. And I kid you not, he was literally like, hey, how about we go get some fried chicken, have
Yeah.
some butt sex, and have a date? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because, like, low key, I was like, oh my god, who are you, stranger?
Yeah.
And other low key, I was like, yeah, that's my aesthetic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just kind of, yeah, it was just misfire on trolling on his part. And I'd like to think that, you know, that has really changed his attitude on going in and trolling people.
Yeah.
So, he's a reformed troll.
Just like me. Anyway. Uh,
You're like one of the most low-key spicy people I've ever met. I swear to God, like you'll just come out with some shit I don't even expect sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dead.
do you remember when we first became friends?
Yes, it was like May 2016
Yeah.
or so when you first started coming in, and you know that was when right after that I ended up buying Overwatch, and we started playing Overwatch together
Yeah.
over that summer. So yeah, that's how we started hanging out a lot more. But yeah, you came in when I was playing Fallout 4 and I was building people robots, I think.
Yeah.
It was right after Automatron came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So I don't think that it.
let me tell you the story of how I got into your stream.
I'm ready.
Okay, so somebody on Twitter posted a picture of you and posted your link. And I was like, damn, that girl cute. I'm gonna follow her. And that's it. That's how.
Yo, that's how friendships are forged.
Yep.
So thank you, random Twitter.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that girl cool as fuck.
And now we're all squad goals.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that.
Derailed.
Yeah. Did you work at GameStop? I think.
Yeah, long time ago.
What are your memories of working at GameStop? Tell me your weirdest memories ever.
GameStop was a trifling job. That was like my last high school job.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working there senior year, and at the time I had a very weird schedule, I guess, for your typical like 17-year-old. So I would go to high school until about 10:30 in the morning, I guess, and then I would leave because that's all the classes that I had to take. And then I would go to college for a couple hours and be done around dinner time. And GameStop was my part-time job because they didn't really offer any more hours. Where I guess I don't know if it was because I was under 18 or what, but yeah, I mean, it was hard because you think that working at a game store is gonna be like the dream because you love games, but it actually made me dislike game culture for a while because it wasn't as diverse and like broad, I guess, as it is now. So yeah, it was just hard because even if you weren't into a game that was coming out, you'd really have to push it to people, and that felt dishonest. So on one hand, you'd have such pride in being able to push a game on an interested person who that would jive really well with, and you like have a good recommendation for. And on the other hand, it was like disingenuous. Like you need to get the sub numbers up for the month, so you need to push like Modern Warfare 2 on every person with a wallet. So yeah, if I could give anyone advice who was thinking about working at a game store, I would say don't work at a chain game store, at least in the US.
Right.
I don't know what EB Games is like here in New Zealand. They might have a lot better policies because work rules here are a lot different and sales rules here are a lot different. Whereas at home, it's kind of like the Wild West.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that unless you are cool with maybe being exploited in a retail environment, then go for an independent game store, which if you can get into one of those, then count yourself pretty lucky because I'd be surprised if game like job opportunities come up on a regular basis. But I would say stay away from like the big chains.
Definitely.
Yeah, because then the game culture and the corporate culture, like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't mix, at least in our like US environment.
Yeah.
So that was just a wild mess.
Yeah, I can imagine that. What are your favorite games?
Fallout, obviously.
What's your
You
favorite
know.
Fallout game?
Fallout 3.
Boo.
Oh, yeah. I know. But actually, I have a newfound respect for New Vegas, actually. I guess when I played New Vegas, it didn't have the nuances that I wanted in Fallout 3. And the thing about Fallout 3 was just that it really did feel like you were in the wasteland. And it really did feel like you were climbing through like some really fucked up shit. Like some of the places you'd go were so ruined that like it felt gross. It felt grimy. It felt like a bomb literally had dropped there. And yeah, I guess New Vegas, like Nevada was more untouched, so that wasn't such an issue. And I guess that's not particularly like what I was griping about. But you know, you'd go into places and you wouldn't really find too many terminals with little details and stuff like that. But there's this YouTuber, I don't know if you've watched his videos, but Oxhorn.
Yes, I love Oxhorn.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I recently have went down the rabbit hole of Oxhorn videos, and I guess I didn't realize how deep the storytelling in New Vegas was compared to in 3. So 3 had a lot of fluff. Let's just like lay that down. So 3 had a lot of like aesthetic and fluff going on. New Vegas kind of had, I guess they removed the morality kind of thing, which bothered me. Like I liked being Angel of the Wastes or like Devil of the Wastes or whatever. I thought that was like fun because then, you know, if you were too goody two shoes, then Jericho wouldn't follow you. Or if you were too much of a badass, like who was one of the good ones? I don't know. If you were like too bad, then the robot outside of Tenpenny Tower, I can't remember his name right now. The little Mr.
All something.
Yeah, him. Like yeah. So he wouldn't follow you if you were too bad, basically. Yeah. And it just felt like in New Vegas, it was more about the factions than about you being like the protagonist or antagonist. And even though you could make good or bad decisions, it just felt like it was within the scope of the politics. And that's a really interesting layer. But I guess if I could go back and change anything, I would favor the like karma system over the like faction system. But yeah, that's just my personal preference. But I've fell down the rabbit hole of Oxhorn videos. Yeah. And yeah, I didn't know about him, and I didn't know about videos, and I like that he doesn't really give you too much of like his opinion. He gives you the facts and then lets you form your own opinion. And I didn't realize that the storytelling in New Vegas was so dark. Like there was one dark. Yeah, it's wild. There's one I watched the other day that was literally Cook is a rapist.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like what the fuck? Like if you're listening to this and you haven't seen that video and you like Fallout, go watch that. Yes, that's wild. Definitely. Like just hearing him tell us about like Pretty Sarah and like everyone in the hotel.
Oh yeah, that video was
Oh, it was wild. And then the one about the dude with the teddy bear that lives in the motel.
Yeah.
That was just crazy. Like they're touching on things that like okay, Fallout 3 was like just a wild adventure. Like when you're in Point Lookout, is it when you're in Point Lookout that you get your brain cut open?
You get your brain, wandering around? Part of your brain gets cut out.
Yeah. So there was some wacky stuff going on. Yeah, there's some wacky stuff, and like, you know, that's kind of a mirror to Old World Blues in New Vegas, because that ends up happening to you in the sink.
And that one, they cut up your own brain.
Yeah.
Before that guy, they just cut out a little piece of your brain.
Yeah, so I just remember my character not having any hair. Like, look out, just hillbillies and stuff,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like on this peyote trip in a forest with talking trees and stuff.
Do you know what point that comes from?
Maryland,
Yeah,
right?
Seven Maryland.
Yeah.
It's just 50 miles away from here.
Yeah, didn't they take like the idea of Atlantic City and just plop it in Maryland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was loving that actually. But I'm an East Coast girl, so I was just like down for all of that because the pit was obviously the Pittsburgh DLC.
Yeah, the pit was pretty cool.
So. Yeah, the pit was cool. I feel like they could have like it felt short, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it did feel a little short.
But it was cool to kind of see them touch on like the slaver lore and stuff like that with Fallout, because you have Paradise Falls and stuff, and then in New Vegas, you have Paradise Falls, and in New Vegas you have like Cook for instance, and what else in New Vegas? There's like lots of like slaver lore in New Vegas, but in Fallout 4 they just touched on it briefly, like the fridge dude, the little fridge ghoul.
Yeah.
There's an option for you to sell him to the gunners, but that's just mean. Why does a gunner want a ghoul kid?
I don't know.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Like, that's just super weird.
I mean, you can't grow into an adult. He's always going to be a kid. Because of the way
and that's also really weird. I think that's a retcon in the Fallout lore, because there were other ghouls that did grow up, so. Or like Raoul, for instance, he just keeps getting older.
Yeah.
Something Sam didn't realize was that Raoul was voiced by Danny Trejo.
Yes,
and I
was
like, yeah,
yes,
dude.
It was.
So, another thing I want to commend New Vegas on is their voice acting was amazing, actually.
Yeah, I did like the voice acting a lot.
Especially Old World Blues was next level.
That's the best one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I used to be a more Fallout 3 is better than all the other Fallouts, but now I've learned to appreciate them for what they were, and, each one did kind of have where they fell short, but honestly, as someone who just, like, loves the franchise, I appreciate New Vegas, like, way more than I did when I first played it. Mm-hmm. And, is New Vegas your favorite?
Yeah, it is.
I love this. I just choked on my coffee. Send help.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I love the aesthetic in New Vegas, actually. Looking back, I wish that you could have had the top of the Lucky 38 be a player home.
Yeah, that
versus
cool.
The apartment.
Have you played the Classic Fallout games?
I have them, and I did stream them once. I think I streamed Fallout Tactics and Fallout 2, but I haven't played them all the way through. So that's something on my to-do list.
You should play them. They're really good.
Yeah, I heard that the lore in 2 is really crazy.
Yes, it is crazy.
So, yeah, that's something that I want to do. I know that at home I have the physical copy, which I think that Interplay was only allowed to market until 2013 or something, but they sold the original Interplay 3 or 4, I think it was 4 games. It was Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, and Brotherhood of Steel. They had it on a disc, a physical disc that they sold at GameStop when I worked there, so I bought it, and I have that laying around at home. But apparently they were only allowed, as part of the purchase agreement with Bethesda buying the franchise, to market it until like 2013 or something. But I have it as a digital copy too, so.
I never knew that, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So the other thing that I find kind of interesting that they purchased was the rights to a Fallout MMO or a Fallout multiplayer game, which didn't they have it on the table at one point under a code name and then pulled it off?
Yeah, it's on the wiki. They were thinking of making one, but didn't Bethesda sue them or something like that? I don't remember. I have to look it up.
Bethesda bought the rights to do it, so they just like scooped that out of them. I think it was called, hold on, code name. It had a really crazy code name. Project V13, I think. This was a project from 2007 and 2009, I think.
Yeah, it's called Project V13.
Crazy. So yeah, I think that's around when
They were making
Bethesda
Fallout 3.
stepped in and bought it. Yeah. So Fallout 3 came out in 2008,
Yeah,
I believe.
2008, yeah.
And then 2009, was it 2009 in the fall that New Vegas came out, or was it 2010?
That was 2010.
I think it might have been. Yeah. So, this was going on all around that, but in 2012, year before, they were unable to sell their own games under their own name. At that point is when Bethesda stepped in and bought it.
Did you know that there was a planned Fallout 3 coming out? Before
Like,
Fallout 3?
No!
It's called Fallout Van Buren.
I didn't know that at all.
And that was going to be the Fallout 3, but for some reason they canceled it. And that sucks.
Oh, that's that Van Buren one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. That was the code name I was thinking of for the MMO, but yeah, that's wild. Do you see the screenshots from it? It looks crazy.
Yeah. Caesar's losing was supposed to be. I'm sorry, Kaiser's losing was supposed to be in the game.
Yeah.
But they ended up bringing it to New Vegas. So,
it's just crazy to see how much everything has like evolved.
What do you think of Fallout 4 not having a karma system?
Not having a what?
A karma system.
I actually hate that, and I know that they really wanted to voice your character, but I wish that they would have voiced more of the NPCs versus spending however many hours it took for them to get 21 hours of unique dialogue for both the male and the female protagonist, because then maybe they could have fleshed out the karma system. They could have fleshed out, some of the stories a little bit more. So I don't think that going forward it should be voiced, but it seems like, once you've done it, there's kind of no going back. Right. So that's probably what we can anticipate from the future Fallout games. But yeah, I didn't like that. You couldn't really be good or evil, and the faction choices seemed kind of hollow compared to New Vegas.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. Because, like, in New Vegas, you could really be, like...
super evil.
Like, yeah, you could be, like, hella evil. You could be, like, chaotic evil. You could be, like... I don't know. You could raw dog Mr. House and fuck him over.
I mean,
you beat him to death with a tire iron. Yeah.
But, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, like, there's so many things that you could do. Like, there were so many endings, too. Like, wasn't there 12 unique endings?
I believe
or
so.
Something? Crazy. So, yeah, is that something that you missed in Fallout 4?
Yeah, at first I thought I wouldn't miss it, but then I ended up missing it.
Because it feels like no matter what you really do in Fallout 4, nothing really is changed.
I mean, I tried being evil. I mean, evil as fuck, but I couldn't do it.
True.
But
also, you don't get anything for even being evil.
Right.
So it's like, why just be mean?
Except in Nuka World.
Oh, you could be evil in Nuka World.
Yeah, you can side with the waiters.
Oh yeah, I haven't played Nuka World yet, so I've read spoilers though, so don't worry, it's not spoiled for me.
Spoiled.
But I just haven't. Rip.
Sorry.
When it's been out for like a bajillion years and you still haven't played it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think we'll probably tackle it pretty soon on stream as a first playthrough.
Good.
I definitely need to get the hacker perk or the robot expert perk before going and doing Nuka World.
Don't forget the rideable robot mod.
Oh yeah. That Diva mech thing.
Yeah.
That was obviously mech inspired. I saw some weird one that came out today. Hold on, it was on that Japanese Fallout mod blog. What did they come out with recently that was weird? Oh, Train Power Armor.
Wait, what?
It's like literally. Hold on, I'll send it to you. It's literally power armor made out of like train parts. Pretty wild looking. It's like turn your character into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god. What?
I know,
That's
right?
power armor? Huh?
Oh, there's that really crazy mod coming out. I can't wait. Actually, I'll probably play it. The Fallout Miami.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
Fallout
of
4
that.
Overhaul. That's wild. They got factions and stuff
Damn.
going on in there too. Yeah.
Finally, some good quest mods coming out.
Yeah, there's gonna be some really crazy overhaul mods. Someone, they're remaking Fallout 3 in the Fallout 4
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, I heard of that.
So, yeah, someone did that in New Vegas too.
Yeah.
Back when I used to play in mod New Vegas a lot before 4 had came out, there was a lot of really insane overhaul mods. There was a lot of multiplayer ones too, where you could connect with a friend and have them come in.
What's your favorite faction in Fallout 4?
Oh man. You know, honestly, Preston is so annoying, but
Yeah.
I have to say the Minutemen because it's the only faction that you're really truly like in charge of.
Yeah.
So that's the only one that really feels like you're shaping I guess where it goes and what it does. So yeah, the Brotherhood are pretty much pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And the Institute
sucks.
Yeah, and the Railroad, they're like well intentioned, but also like pretty much they're like extreme. I don't know how to describe it. If like on the moral spectrum, the Institute, the Brotherhood is like all the way on one side, right? As like bad and crazy and wildin', and then the Institute is like the middle ground between that and like true neutral, which is the Minutemen. And then I would say the Railroad is the direct opposite.
Yeah.
So.
Any other favorite
They're
games?
Like,
what's your favorite Elder Scrolls game?
Oh, Oblivion.
Oblivion?
Hands down. Oblivion. I wish they would remaster Oblivion instead of 9 more re-releases of Skyrim. Did you play Oblivion?
I have played it, but I've never beaten it.
Oh, you have to spend some time doing it. Like, okay, there's no way to make a nice looking character. Like, you're just gonna look like a potato.
I've tried.
Everybody looks like they have like extreme jaundice for some reason.
Yeah.
Or like they're purple. Like if you try to make like high elf character, they just look like their kidneys are failing. And like if you try to make you know, like a red guard character or a like why can't I think of what it is? You know, what is it? Hold on.
Wood Elf?
Yes, Wood Elf, or the other one that's kind of human and elf combined. Elder Scrolls races. Hold on. Been too long. A Breton hobby.
A button, yeah.
So yeah, if you try to make any of those, then they'll end up turning out purpley greeny.
Yeah.
Because their like skin tone ended up looking whack in the engine. And yeah, it's just like there's no way to make a good looking character. And if you make a Khajiit and an Argonian, you just look wild.
Yeah. That's Skyrim?
So in some ways, yes, because I love Elder Scrolls, but it's kind of the same argument that I had with Fallout 3 versus New Vegas. It just seemed kind of like it was missing a lot of the stuff that made Oblivion great.
Yeah.
It seemed rushed in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like the storytelling wasn't in depth, but with that being said, it's fine. It's a good game. I like it. I've spent over 1,000 hours playing it.
Wow.
So same with Oblivion. Like pretty much any Bethesda game I've probably, especially a Bethesda like open game, I've dumped way more hours than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Any other favorite
So,
games?
Let's see. Obviously, I love like Wolfenstein and Doom. Obviously Overwatch because we spend so much time playing Overwatch. I wanted to like Rainbow Six Siege a lot more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is. I don't know why I can't just like super get into it. I like the mechanics of it and I like the skins and stuff, but I just can't get into it too much beyond that. I think Overwatch is always doing stuff that keeps it like spicy for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What do you think about Moira?
I like her. I like her a lot.
I think she's good.
She's bae.
Did you hear that they're gonna nerf her healing?
Nerf her healing? No, I haven't.
Yeah, in the PTR they've already nerfed her healing somehow.
Oh wow, that sucks.
If anything, I think they should have maybe nerfed her damage, I guess. So, that's interesting, because it feels like you can't really use her as a true healer because she runs out of spray.
Right. She's kind of like Zenyatta. She doesn't
Yeah,
really do a lot of healing, but she can do some damage.
I mean, at least Zen doesn't, like, run out of balls.
Right, that is true. That would suck.
Like, it's the worst when you're playing Moira and you run out of healing spray, and then your team's looking at you like, what the hell? And it's like, I don't have anything. Tank's empty.
I need healing.
Genji times 9.
I need healing.
Also, trying to spray a Pharah or a Genji with Moira's spray, it's just not even gonna happen.
Nah.
You're gonna just be like dousing them and it's just not even gonna be hitting them.
What do you think of Moira's damage range?
I think it's too far.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
especially if you're a diva and she locks onto you, like, goodbye mech, goodbye life. You're into the 9th dimension.
Not even Symmetra's is that long.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, there's just a few things that I think that they should change. Like, Junkrat's bomb should damage him again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't really agree with them, like, making them not damage him, because it wasn't that hard to not blow yourself up before.
Mm-hmm.
If you, like, were careful, and now you just have, like, Junkrats coming in and cheap shotting because they don't have to worry about, like, stepping on their own shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that his bomb should damage him again, especially if you're gonna make Pharah's bombs damage her and Zarya's grenades. Yeah, so it's either not okay for everybody or it is okay.
Right.
So,
what class do you think this healer should be in? Healer, tank, DPS?
Wait, who?
I was asking what class do you think the next hero should be?
Oh, the next class. I think that they should do another tank because there's too many DPS, and, you know, honestly, some of the defense heroes could be categorized as DPS.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure how Junkrat's defense.
Yeah, he's pure DPS.
Yeah, he's definitely pure DPS.
I guess Mei can be kind of like a tank.
Mei is kind of like, I would say, DPS.
Yeah.
Or Mei is kind of defense because of her wall.
Right, her wall can block damage.
I think Symmetra needs to be moved to defense.
Me too, yeah, I agree with that.
Her little buff doesn't really constitute too much as support. By that right, then Torbjorn should be a support.
Yes.
Because he has armor. So.
But
yeah,
her shield generator, Kappa.
I know, right? And her teleporter.
But her teleporter.
Alright, so I don't know why. Bastion should stay in defense.
Yeah.
Hanzo could really go either way, honestly. He's not so much a defense or a DPS. Or an attack, I guess. Yeah, so it's weird that you have Junkrat in defense and Reaper in the other category, DPS, because they attack. They do like the same amount of DPS pretty much.
Yeah.
So why is Junkrat more defense than offense, because honestly, I find Junkrat on attack like essential.
Yeah, he can do some pretty good damage.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we need another tank for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you look at who we have and how many we tank is the one that we're lacking in now. And I don't know what your games are looking like, but whenever I play, it's just people wanting to play not tank and not heals.
Right,
but
yeah.
Moira's kind of corrected that. Like now
Thank
everyone
God.
wants to play heals. Thank God.
No more single mercy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and the mercy nerfs are sad.
That was what takes way too long. I'm just gonna say that now.
Yeah, it's like
Way
you're
too long.
dying of old age by the time you get rezzed, and if someone sees you rezzing, you guys are both gonna be DOA by the time.
Heroes never die.
Heroes die all the time now. Takes 8 years to kill someone
8
for
years
real.
later.
I just don't get that, especially. Yeah, I just don't get that, especially because they buffed Ana, and you know, I don't know, the way that Mercy works, like you can just float 2 different people, whereas the other ones you actually have to aim at them,
Yes.
and you can only fire so fast, even if you have the best accuracy in the world.
Right.
And especially with the lack of server region like preference, even in comp, I don't think that that's fair, because in a comp match, I might get matched on North American servers, and there's nothing I can do about it. So if I play Ana really well, I'm playing with like 70% delay.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I guess my only choice is play Mercy or Lucio because I don't have to aim.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that they need to balance some things like that before they go, like, nerfing Mercy into the next dimension.
Yeah.
Because in Heroes of the Storm, there's server region preference.
What character do you think should be nerfed next?
Oh, damn. Everyone's saying when's Tracer going to get a nerf, but I don't really think that Tracer needs a nerf.
I don't
because,
think so either.
Yeah, you have to actually be pretty, like, competent to play her. And, yeah, she's very specific. I think that Moira is going to get nerfed simply because she's new, and, like, with Doomfist, when he first came out, he was, like...
He was a bit
super...
OP.
He was Satan.
Yes.
So, yeah. They threw the holy water on him with that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think that Orisa needs a close range buff, and like the Omniacs and the Reinhardt short had a blade. I think that they should hook Orisa up with a blade, because if someone gets really close to her, she doesn't really have a counter.
Right.
And I think that I can think of people who are definitely underpowered. I think that Symmetra is probably going to get nerfed.
No.
I don't really think she's... I know she's bae. I don't really think she's overpowered, but I do think that you can kind of like troll people with her beam a bit too much, so they're probably going to do something just with beam mechanics, especially now that we have another hero with beam mechanics.
Yeah.
Because Moira's beam's busted as fuck. Like, it doesn't even latch on to Torb turrets right now.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think that her ball attacks Torb turrets either, so she's pretty much, like, hard countered by Torb.
Yep.
I think that Widow needs a buff.
A buff?
Yeah, not for her sniping, but maybe her Venom Mine or something, or give her 2, like how they gave Junkrat 2 concussion mines.
That could be interesting.
Just because, yeah, it's like she just, her ult, I don't know, does it feel like some ults are underpowered to you?
Yeah. Her ult is probably the worst ult in the game.
Yeah, because Hanzo can just use his one arrow to get pretty much the same effect for himself. Like, yeah, there's really no incentive for you to pick a Widow over any other character. At most times, people aren't that good at Widow, so it's a hindrance rather than an advantage. So
she definitely needs another ult.
She needs a little bit of a buff. She needs something to give her some kind of actual even if it's a damage boost for her machine gun. I don't know. I think that. Damn, I'm looking at the heroes right now, trying to see who I think needs nerfed. Do you remember when Orisa was so OP?
Orisa?
Like, yeah, she's still really good, but she used to be like, I don't know, borderline unfair good. Before they nerfed her a little.
Yeah.
And then I think they buffed her because they nerfed her too much. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll see something like that. I'm really pleased. Yeah, I'm really pleased because as soon as it gets broken, you can pretty much pop a new one. So that's nice. I think that Diva's changes were good. I love the new missiles. That's the best for taking care of widows and other really annoying people. You can just pretty much blast.
I guess so.
Are you not happy with the Diva changes?
I mean, the Rockets are okay. I just forget that they're there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh,
it's like my troll ammo now.
Yeah.
I like how fast they recharge too, so you can let them out.
It's
pretty much get him again. I think they tried to nerf Lucio, but no one really was using too much wall ride anyway. So
yeah.
I forget I can wall ride half of the time, and then I'm like, oh,
I can wall ride.
Yeah, I can like climb up the lighthouse and blast the widow off the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Who else's ult do you think is underpowered?
McCree's.
Yeah, especially now that it takes him a million years to get it out.
You can just one-shot him.
Yeah.
If you're playing Widow.
Also, he glows. Like, hello, here I am, kill me.
I am about to kill the whole team.
The ultimate cockblock. I think Zen's ult's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I like
Symmetra's Symmetra's is good. I like Zen's ult because it's very tactical. Like, if you just randomly pop it, it's really not gonna
save a team fight.
Yeah, it's great for that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe if they gave Ana a little bit of a melee or like give her a dagger or something. Give her a little bit of a boost. Because if someone's up close on you and you're Ana, there's really not too much you can do if your sleep dart's on cooldown.
Yeah, if you miss that sleep dart against a Genji, you're pretty fucked.
Yeah, it's like the end of the road. And also, I don't like the changes they made to when you pop your ult and get interrupted. It's like your whole ult's gone now.
Yeah.
And sometimes Zarya's ults just goes off into like nowhere, and it's like, where did my ult go? So, other than that, I think it's pretty balanced. The Roadhog changes, I actually don't mind. I find myself playing him more than I did before.
Yeah.
I think there should be incentives, especially in comp. I think we were talking about the other day when we were all playing, or in Discord, or in team chat. I don't remember what it was, but there should be some kind of like incentive system where you get like maybe some experience or a little bit of progress towards your loot box to swap to what the team needs or what the team would prefer. So
that sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah, because I don't know, people complain that team comps are like bad and that Overwatch can be toxic, but really this whole be nice or we'll ban you thing isn't really going to work for the people who think that, you know, they should just be able to play whatever they want because they bought the game. So maybe just give them a non-exploitable positive incentive. Like maybe every time you do that, you get a token that you can trade in later. Or you get some gold currency or something. Like, I just think that would be a lot more positive to get people to actually make the right decision versus being like, well, you should just be a better person, because that's obviously not going to work.
No.
So, and especially in comp, that's a nightmare when you get stubborn people in comp and they're saying they're going to ban people from tricking, but I would rather have someone play what they're good at than like give me the security blanket of that they're playing what I want them to play, but they're shit at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they're still going to get blamed for the loss anyway,
Right.
so. Yeah. I don't know, they're getting there, though. I will say that Overwatch is better than probably any other game that I've played with a similar, like, rollout schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going in good directions, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Hopefully this season I can get out of bronze.
That's the dream.
The dream.
Any other
If
favorite
not,
games?
it's okay. Huh. Let me think. I haven't really been playing too much lately besides... I've been stuck on Fallout 4 lately. I don't know why. I think it's...
Lame out 4.
Yeah, Lame Out 4 is like where I've been living at the moment. I don't know, I think it's because I'm homesick, so I like it because it's just like East Coast as hell. I should download a weather mod and get it snowy so that I actually can like, yeah. So I think that I'm playing a lot of Fallout just because I'm homesick for like stuff that looks like home, so it's kind of nice because it feels like I'm at home, which is probably the lamest reason why someone plays Fallout 4 ever, but real talk. Yeah, so, and also it's like between Halloween and Christmas time, like when Fallout 4 starts, you get out of the vault in October, and you know, in my game it's currently like January or something, so I don't know, it just feels nice.
What is
I like Final... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. You're the star.
I was just gonna say I like Final Fantasy Online, but I haven't played it because just MMOs get so overwhelming for me. But yeah, go ahead.
What are some of your favorite hobbies?
Oh man, I had so many hobbies before New Zealand, and now I'm just a bum. I would say now my hobbies are like, which sounds really lame, but it's just like a big stress reliever for me because I feel like I have more energy than things to do. So that's one way for me to like decompress and not like, I guess, boil over. At home though, I had a lot of hobbies. It's really weird. I like needlework, which is the most grandmother thing of all time. Cross stitching. I love it. I love cross stitching and embroidery, painting, drawing.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. Do you have any like hobbies that I wouldn't guess?
I like traveling.
Yeah.
I like the weather, which you probably know by now.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like my source for all things weather.
Yeah. I like politics, which you probably know by now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like fixing computers, which you probably know by now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I like to cook too. I guess that's a hobby that I did keep from at home. Cooking has always been really fun. I don't know, there's some satisfaction in giving someone something that you just like broke your back making.
Yeah.
And seeing them be like, oh my god, it's so good. So, yeah, hopefully I get some more hobbies. I don't know, I think that I like to hike a lot. The only problem about where I'm currently living is that you have to walk like 30-40 minutes in either direction to get to something that you'd want to hike to, and then you have to have the energy to, I guess, hike beyond that, and then hope that you can get a ride home because you're gonna be pooped.
Yeah. Bam.
So, yeah, and also beach scenery versus like East Coast, like Appalachia scenery is a lot different. I didn't think I'd find myself like nostalgic for blizzards. Like at home, we're about to get a massive blizzard with like 30. Yeah, so I'll send you the weather map. Actually, I sent it to Sam earlier. But yeah, there's gonna be 30 inches in some places. Yeah, I don't know if you remember the 1996 blizzard that hit PA and Maryland. Yeah, it's pretty similar to that.
Yeah, we got like 2 feet.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah. They're getting a blizzard at home right now, so I'm just kind of like, man, I want to be walking in a winter wonderland.
I hope there's a blizzard when I go up to Boston for PAX East in
Oh
April.
no, there was one last year and it was horrible.
If
You don't
it's
want
like
to
a
be in the
couple
middle of
instances,
it.
then that's cool too.
There's like a whole foot.
Damn.
Yeah, we were on the tail of it. We left at 3 a.m. to try to beat it home, and
Hmm.
it was literally behind us on the road
Oh wow.
the entire time. Like we were racing back to my hometown from Boston
Wow.
to try to beat this blizzard, and then we got home and we got like a foot of snow.
Wow.
Sam was like, "How do you live in this? What the fuck?" It's like just everyday East Coast life, man.
Yeah, there was like a period of time in like 2009, I want to say, when we got like 3 feet in a week.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see the more south that gets snow.
Yeah.
The like,
We were shut down
yeah,
for like a month.
yeah, we sent PennDOT trucks down to help you guys
Yeah.
because there
It was
just
horrible.
wasn't enough like ice trucks and stuff.
Like, I don't know if you
So.
noticed, but here in DC, if it's like 2, 3 inches, we shut down. Like, we can't do it. We can't handle it.
Yeah, it's just because you guys. Okay, so if you ever like, come up and drive through PA
Hmm.
on the side of all the roads, there's these weird dome-shaped buildings.
Hmm.
They look like little acorn caps, and those are literally salt warehouses for the PennDOT
Oh,
trucks.
okay.
So it's just like a PennDOT like blizzard station basically. And when it snows up in PA, we have the trucks running 24/7, working around the clock to de-ice the roads and
Hmm.
snow plow and all of that stuff. So yeah, I just remember Pennsylvania sending a whole trucks down to help with the DC blizzard. I think 2010. You're right,
Yeah,
2009
2010,
or
yeah.
2010. But yeah, I mean
We
it's
had like
weird because
2 blizzards in a week.
yeah, it's crazy because
Yeah.
that's just like normal for PA. We don't really shut anything down. We just like if things get shut down, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, when we would get snow days, it was like the best day ever because you didn't have to go out and wait for the bus in like 3 feet of snow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you didn't have to like slide around all over the road with a crazy ass bus driver.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Um, when did you decide to move to New Zealand?
Officially, well, I think we tried a whole lot of different things. Like Sam was gonna come to the States at first,
Hmm.
and he just couldn't. Like he was getting these pretty like anti-immigrant responses from jobs, especially in Pittsburgh. Like this one guy was like, we wouldn't even consider hiring someone who's not from Pittsburgh, let alone not from our
Oh
country.
wow.
Yeah, like shit like that. He was like, "Is this guy taking the piss or is this for real?" And I was like, "That's just for a for real like
Yeah.
Yinzer, who's very
He probably voted for
non-immigrant,
Trump.
obviously." Yeah, this is a very like non-immigrant person.
Yeah.
Which that's a weird dichotomy because Pittsburgh is built on immigrants.
Right.
Actually, if you look at what made Steel City really great, it was a lot of immigrants from a lot of different places, and it's actually one of the most diverse places that I've ever been before coming to New Zealand
Hmm.
because there are just so many different types of people that live in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
So I thought, and they're on the cusp of maybe getting that Amazon
Right.
headquarters deal. They're like the New York Times frontrunner for that. So um, if that ends up being a thing, then we might push to try to get home ASAP because Pittsburgh is a place that I would love to live.
Hmm.
My hometown is just a little bit outside of Pittsburgh, so I used to spend every weekend there because my friends live there and stuff. But yeah, he tried to come to the States and got like 200 or so job
Oh
rejections
wow.
of people who weren't even willing to look at him because
Jesus.
he was from another country. And Trump's tightening up with
Yeah.
the immigration stuff. Like he wants to get rid of the lottery and things like that. And yeah, it's just really interesting because even if I'm still married, I'm divorced,
Hmm.
but my divorce isn't finalized yet. I've been separated for like a long time now, but basically if I finalize my divorce in like decide to try to go the marriage route to get Sam a visa, which wouldn't be the only reason why, but that's like the easiest way to
Right.
do it, would be my motivation. It's still actually not easy because he wouldn't get a green card with a social security number immediately. So I would have to figure out what the fuck to do there. And I would have to move home like before he would even be allowed in the country, which is crazy. Wow. So the US basically like wants you back. So if you're going to try to like bring your person from another country into the States, the US wants you to like come back and pretty much renounce your residency anywhere else and be like, I live here, so this person's going to live here too, and we're going to stay here, and you basically don't have to worry about us like trying to live both places or move from one place to the other. So I would have to move home before Sam would even like be allowed in the country. Oh, wow. I would have to establish a domicile like to bring him into, and then he would probably be caught up in immigration red tape to get the right to work for at least a year.
Jesus.
And he's a skilled worker too, so and then you have the challenge of like trying to get him a job, which it's hard for Americans to even get jobs in spaces they're skilled in. Yeah. Like how many people do you know that went to university or college that can't even get a job? Yeah. So yeah, it's just wild, dude. Yeah. So yeah, it's just it's really hard. It's conflicting for me because it seems like in a lot of ways I do have to stay here just because of I don't know. And I don't know if you saw recently the US birth rate has declined. It's in the negative now.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what the exact terminology is, but what this essentially means is that people your age and people my age, people from 17 to 29, we are typically the highest breeding age range. And historically, that's always been true.
Yeah.
So we've always churned out the most babies, but millennials and I don't know what our generation is exactly considered. I don't think we're millennials. Y? Yeah, I think it's Y. So ABC. We just have ABC, Generation D, Generation Thick. So we've essentially defied birth trends going all the way back to when birth trends started being recorded in like 1918 or something. So for the first time since the Great Depression, there's no babies coming out, and it's just insane because we're usually like the highest producers of babies, and now the US birth rate is in like the negative, and that means that there's more people that will be need taken care of that are older than people in the new generation to supply them with goods and services and vital like human care things like nursing homes and staff and the food places that we have. Even like there aren't enough people, like there's not enough fresh blood basically. And if the US keeps on this keep immigrants out thing, it's going to be a huge problem. Yes. Like Japan has a similar issue, and they're replacing they have very tight immigration rules in Japan, and they have simply moved on to have robot staff.
Wow.
So yeah, they have a lot of like robots in care homes and things for their old people, and like I don't know if you've seen the Japanese like hospital robots.
No, I haven't.
So yeah, hold on, I'll try to find them. They're crazy. Yeah, so Japan has kind of closed things down, and they're replacing people with humans, and the need for care with these robots. Hold on, this is wacky. You're gonna be like, what the heck? And there's some villages in Japan where...
What the hell is that?
I know, right? These are like medical robots, not even kidding. Wow. And they take care of patients, and it's because there's villages that they don't have children in the village at all, and they put stuffed animals like in the in the school seats to remind the elder people of like what it was like to actually have kids like around. And this is really depressing in my opinion, because if they would even open up immigration to just a few countries, then these people could actually have like human contact.
Right.
But yeah, that's the way that Japan went, and the US is going in a similar direction. Not that I think that will bring robots into the equation, but just what are we going to do to replace this if we close the borders down, if we build a border wall?
Right.
Like, it's not just about Mexico at this point. It's like, yeah. Oh, here. Someone literally on my timeline just posted this. The US is experiencing a baby bust cycle.
Wow.
And it's apparently all our fault.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
so
my
it's
fault.
just wild. I know,
I'm
right?
not
Look at
making
this.
babies.
Look at this chart, dude.
I'm a horrible person.
Same.
I don't even know
Look
if
at
I
that
can have a
drop.
baby, but I can't. I'm not making babies.
We're all fucked. And you know, millennials aren't even getting driver's license compared to other generations.
Jesus.
And it's just because, yeah, and we aren't getting driver's license. We aren't going through a lot of the things that were touted as like the American rites of passage in previous generations. And I think it's a lot to do with the fact that we've grown up with less opportunity.
Pretty
and
much.
that sounds like the most bitchy whiny thing that you could say, but it's for real.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we just have been getting shit on. So why would we get our driver's license? And then people are mad. Yeah, exactly. And you know, you're living in a place where you have a bus to take, and people are mad that millennials are flocking towards metropolitan areas, but it's like there's no support system for us to flourish in country towns. So why would we stay there? Because like where I grew up, we had one bus and it ran every like 4 hours, like 3 times a day, and it only stopped at like 3 places. So you'd have to probably walk 5 miles to get to the bus and then take it and save yourself like walking another mile like uphill to the mall. So yeah, it's just wild to see. So I really hope that, I don't think that it'll happen with Trump, but whatever in God's name happens after Trump, I don't know which direction that'll go. I don't know who we'll end up with or what alignment with immigration they'll have. But I hope that they open the borders up to skilled workers, or have, you know, like what New Zealand has, which is a working holiday visa, which countries do it in agreement with each other. So if we had a working holiday visa for Canadians, they could have one for us. That'd just be giving us a lot more diversity. And yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the problems at home isn't necessarily new laws needing to be introduced, but the lack of enforcement of laws we already have in place, whether or not it's immigration laws or gun laws, things like that. Like, we just need to actually enforce them.
Yeah.
But there's such a disconnect between 50 heads, like the states, and the body of the serpent here, which is the federal. So I don't know if that'll ever happen in cooperation.
I hope it does.
Yeah, me too, honestly. People here always ask me, they're like, what's wrong with the United States? Why is it like this? Why do you guys never get anything done? Because here the government's very small and it's a parliament system. So
maybe that's what
you vote for. Yeah, and it seems like we have like a, like, I don't know, Congress seems like Parliament on like bad steroids. It's like they aren't actually representative. So yeah, the government here is just very small, and it works pretty smoothly because the people speak and then the government listens. Just because of the way that their laws are written, I guess. But you know, at home we have 50 states. New Zealand New Zealand is smaller than Pennsylvania in terms of landmass.
Oh, wow.
You could fit New Zealand inside of Texas 3 times or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so population wise, the city that I live in, the capital of the whole country, it's less people than Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean it's understandable that things work a lot better over here just because they're dealing with it on such a small scale and their system is set up with a lot of like accountability points where we have so many layers. We have federal, we have state, we have city, we have county. It's crazy.
Yep.
And there isn't really any kind of like I don't know what in your area like elections are like, but in my hometown, even the local elections, like the newspaper wouldn't even print education or unbiased things on who's. Yeah, you wouldn't even know who the fuck is up. Like, why should I vote for you?
Right.
Why should I not vote for you? Besides the fact that I've seen 8,952 signs in people's yards.
Vote for this guy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, you know, no shade or anything. I think a lot of people, they just see all the signs everywhere and they're like, oh, this guy must be pretty good.
Right.
Because he's got signs everywhere. Instead of actually giving them a fighting chance to read what's not biased.
Right.
Like, I don't care if someone believes in family values or whatever. Like, do your family the way that you want to do it. I want to know what you're going to do with my tax money, man. So, it's just wild.
Talk about your experiences in New Zealand so far. How have you been so far in New Zealand?
It's you would think that moving to another English speaking country wouldn't be a hard transition. But yeah, I guess it's been a bit of a shift for me, because it would be even harder if I moved somewhere where I couldn't speak the language. It would be like probably 90 degrees more of separation, where it would be a little bit more isolating because you wouldn't even be able to communicate unless you went out of the way to like learn the language, which you should do and all of that stuff. But yeah, just like it's odd to not have a connection to like the history. Like when I'm at home, I guess I know a lot about the country and a lot about the places in my own country, so I feel like some kind of connection with it. I don't feel like a stranger, I guess. And here, everyone's made me feel very welcome. It's not like I feel unwelcome or anything. It's just that, you know, I'm learning about all of this history and all of the things here as an outsider. Not that I'm being made to feel like an outsider. Everyone has, like I said, been really awesome, but it's just like you feel like you're a stranger in a strange land, and there's nothing that will probably help with that.
Right.
So I don't think that Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I just don't think that I'm like mentally integrated, feeling like I have a connection here. Where some people that have like fully immigrated, maybe they feel like, yeah, they've taken that next step and they are like tried and true, like a New Zealander. But I do still feel like it's only been a little. I think that maybe will come with time if it comes.
Right.
But yeah.
Do you miss Pennsylvania?
Oh yeah, I miss PA. I don't miss a lot of the bullshit
Right.
at home, but I miss Appalachia. Like, I miss the gentle, like, rolling mountains and valleys and stuff. Little lakes dotted everywhere. I miss not tropical shit.
Right.
No offense, New Zealand. Your tropical stuff's very cool, but that's the kind of shit people landscape with at home.
Yeah.
Like, rhododendrons are just, like, wild here. At home, that's, like, what people are trying to put in their damn yards.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this exotic shrub. I don't know. It's just, like, at home you hear a mourning dove, or you hear a sparrow, or a crow. or any kind of the seagulls in random parking lots, and there's no ocean to be found, and ducks flying overhead, and goose flying, and like geese flying in a V above you, and you just hear their honking up above and stuff. Here I hear the birds, and I still don't know that many names of them. I know like one or two or three, but it's just like, well, even if I wanted to know what that bird was, there's no way for me to find out unless I ask someone who knows right when it's right there.
Right.
So it's just a little jarring for me to feel disconnected sometimes. And of course, people always miss like what they grew up with and the familiarity. I think I am a Four Seasons kind of girl, though. I don't know if I'm about this like summer, spring life. Fall here is pretty like non-event.
Right.
And there's no true winter. Winter is just extra wet and extra windy.
No snow?
No snow except the mountain caps. So you'll see like the big tall mountains capped with snow no matter what season it is, just because of the altitude. But yeah. One thing I will say is because New Zealand is so close to sea level compared to where I'm from, which is so far above sea level, the mountains, they seem taller and larger and more vast. But really they're about the same as at home. It's just you're down looking up.
Right. Whereas
at home you're up looking farther up.
Yeah.
And that's a comment Sam made when we went back. He was like, your mountains aren't very tall. It's like, bro, you're already like 5,000 feet up.
Yeah.
You're looking 5,000 feet up beyond that. So It just seems like it's not very tall, but you're 10,000 feet up from sea level, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talk about making friends.
I miss sheets
in New Zealand. What was that?
Ooh, I miss sheets.
Sheets?
Sheets. The gas station sheets.
Oh, sheets. Yeah, I love sheets. Yes.
Yes, I miss sheets, man.
I went to one in West Virginia one time. It was bad.
So lit, dude. Yo, made to order. Sheets is life.
Yes.
So, yeah, making friends here has been okay. Pretty much as soon as I got here, I Twitter stalked a bunch of people I wanted to be friends with, and they followed me back, and now we're friends. So if you move to a new country, that's my recommendation to you. Just stalk people. Kappa.
I don't know how well, but thanks for the advice.
Yeah, so making friends is different than at home. Like at home, it's been hard because at home, meet someone, especially in the town where I was from, you already knew about it. And you could just jive if that was the case. Whereas here, it's not any preconceived kind of thing going on between you and this essential stranger, and you're a stranger to them. So you really, I don't know if it's maybe just the transition of making friends as an adult too. Like, I don't know if there's a geographic like distance kind of difference going on here, or if it's just like this is the first time as an adult I've made new friends that are in person. So yeah, it's hard for me to separate what is just firsts for me versus what is like a difference culturally.
I like Nina.
Yeah, Nina is bae.
She is bae. I like Nina.
So Nina lived in Wellington, literally like a block away from where I live. And she was moving like the week that I found out who she was, so back up to Auckland. But I was sad because we would have been like hella besties.
Right.
But yeah, going up to Auckland for Armageddon and meeting, awesome. So as soon as my life is a little more stable, maybe I'll get to travel more.
Right.
So yeah.
What is the future of JennieSpaghetti?
Oh man, that's a question I don't even know how to answer. I hope that it's something good.
I want to see you partner. You deserve to be.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's maybe something we'll work towards in the next couple months. Yeah, announcing that I was just going to be a casual streamer for a bit here on Twitter was kind of hard for me because I've been trying to go hard at least, or take it very seriously. Not that I'm not taking it seriously now, but it's like I did apply for partnership last month. and it was like an instant denial.
Wow.
Like, I didn't even get a like line back. And I'm not complaining and I'm not bitching. I didn't even really tell anybody about that, but it was just like, I don't know, I've been like out here for 2 years working on it, and you know, we're basically defying time zones here. And we do have like a huge, really strong community,
Right.
and consistent views. And I would say by oceanic standards, my view count is very good. I know partnered streamers with less average concurrence, and I don't know if it was that way when they got partnered or what, but I don't know. I don't want it to feel like clicky, and it just feels like sometimes Twitch can be clicky.
Right.
It's about who you know, and
yes.
based on who you know, it's whether or not you can get an ASA mode approved.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was just a frustrating month, I guess, for me. So, even though I'm pretty much streaming the same amount of time now that I did before, like this week I've vowed to stream 4 more times, and we're already halfway through that.
Yes.
The mindset that I have is a lot more positive for me, because it doesn't feel like I'm spinning my wheels for nothing. It feels like I'm logging on because you guys keep me sane, and
You keep me sane.
yeah, it's just nice to log on and like talk and hang out and not feel like there's this huge self expectation of forcing success. So, yeah, I mean, who knows where it's going to go. I hope that it goes somewhere cool, and I hope that we can do some really awesome things. Either way, regardless of if I'm like officially on the roster with Twitch as a partner, I'm determined to just be Twitch's secret shame. So whether or not I get that official seal of validity from anyone, it's whatever. We're just gonna do what we do, and I'm not worried. I'm not fussed. So yeah, I'm just down to tell jokes and shoot the shit and hang out.
That's good.
So
That's good. Do you have any
I'm
regrets?
ready. Do I have any regrets?
Yeah.
Well, looking back as a kid, I guess I wish I would have like valued a lot of like the stuff as a kid that when you grow up you're like nostalgic for. So if there's any regrets on like a life scale that I'm thinking, it's that.
Okay.
I don't know. I just wish I would have been more present, because those are really good memories, but also you just grow up and then you're like jaded. So yeah, and as far as like other things, I guess maybe I should have thought out moving to New Zealand a little bit harder. Not that I wouldn't have moved, but I think that I did rush it. So
No comment. Kappa.
it's okay, I know. Yeah, I do think that that was kind of like a hard and a fast YOLO, and there was no way to have the foresight that an earthquake was going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So it's not a regret in the sense that I feel like if I went back I could have changed the way that anything with my stream went down, but it is something that I guess irks me. Especially because I still have a whole bunch of shit at home in a room in my old house that people are stepping around. Like stuff that I have to find a storage unit for, and just a lot of unresolved things, like even finalizing my divorce and stuff, just because Pennsylvania's dumb on when you have to go to the courthouse for that and all of that shit. And they literally changed the law like right before I left, that if you're not on like Pennsylvania soil, then you pretty much can't finalize it.
What the
You have
hell?
to be like, yeah, dude, you have to be like physically present. You can't fax it anymore.
What stupid law is that?
I don't know. A judge has to approve it.
What the fuck?
No kidding. A judge has to approve it. They have to be like, all right, you're allowed to be divorced.
Wow.
It's like, what the fuck do you do if the judge is like, nah?
Wow.
So,
good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Wow.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I maybe YOLO'd too hard in 2016. So 2017 has. Yeah, well, you were there. You were at the ground zero.
Yeah.
So. But I don't know if that's necessarily a regret. It's just in retrospect, it's like, yeah, I went hard.
Yeah.
So
hindsight is 2020 and all that.
Yeah, I would say it's more hindsight, I guess, than a regret. You're correct.
Any New Year's resolutions yet?
Oh man, these are hard. Last year I had none. Did you have any last year?
Nope.
Yeah, last year it was a non-event for me. I don't even think I thought of New Year's or thought about the ball dropping because that's pretty much an American thing.
Ball. Sorry, go ahead.
When your ball drops every year. Well, I guess that's technically true too anyway, because they drop as you get older.
Yes.
You can be like 86 and have them down to your ankles.
My balls are on the ground.
Got a fire hose to hold them up on. I don't know. 2018 New Year's resolution is to definitely be kinder to myself.
Yes.
So that's probably my only one.
Okay.
What about you?
I haven't thought of it yet.
Yeah, you still got some time.
Yeah. I want to go out more, go to work conventions, and
yeah.
I'm almost 30 now. I'm so old.
Yo, I'm creeping up to 30. Shucks.
And I just want to meet more people and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're going to the DC for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to PAX East, so you're gonna have a lot of fun.
And maybe PAX Unplugged next year in Philly.
Yeah, PAX Unplugged sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, once I can finalize my trip home, maybe we can do because you said you never seen Gettysburg.
No, I haven't.
It's wild. So maybe we can plan something with that.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be coming up through DC. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's about it. Do you have any plugs? Where can we find you on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter?
Yeah, sure.
MySpace?
I am at yeah, MySpace. You're talking about. Yeah.
What's your aim?
My aim is X Hardcore X.
Nice.
Just kidding. No, at JennieSpaghetti with a Y on Twitter. And if you like dank memes, that's where you need to be. At JennieSpaghetti with the I on Twitch.
Okay. Before we go, I have a new feature. It's a new segment called Funny Fred Stories of the Month. And I don't think you know Fred, but it's been...
I know enough.
Yeah. He was my close friend. Well, to me, he was my close friend, and then something happened. It's a long story. That's for another episode of the Lucky 38 podcast, but I found out a couple of months ago that he was going around my back telling me that I was a TCP spy.
I can confirm.
Yeah, I was a spy. I was recording calls and, like a spy. Like I'm James Bond. Second, not third. So.
Lester Bond?
Yeah, my name is Lester O. Bond. So yeah, that's your funny Fred story of the month. What do you know for Thanksgiving?
I mean, you did probably
Yeah,
nothing.
you
I'm
have Thanksgiving
now. No, there's not even any Thanksgiving.
Damn.
I might bake a pumpkin pie. I don't know. It depends on if I scrape myself up.
Are you gonna live stream it?
I don't know. Should I?
Yes. Do it.
Yo, I mean, you did read all of the U.S. Covert Ops manual, so
yes.
I think that you might be a spy. Hey, you're recording this call right now.
He was right all along. I'm a spy.
So thank you for having me, Lester. I really appreciate it. It was fun to do this with
It
you.
was a pleasure to have you. It was a pleasure to be your friend, and it's a pleasure to be your moderator on Twitter and Discord.
It is all the same. Back at you.
And that is it for the podcast. If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next month.
Yeah, eat some turkey for me.
Yeah, eat some turkey and some mashed potatoes, some macaroni and
Gobble
cheese.
gobble.
And we'll see you
Green
next
bean
month.
casserole.
With hopefully another guest. And Jenny, you are always
Yeah.
welcome back at the Lucky 38. We'll have
Thank you, Lester.
a room save for you and some whiskey or whatever you like. And
Whiskey.
Whiskey, we'll have some whiskey for you, some Jack Daniels.
Whiskey and cigars.
Cigars, hey, we can do that. We'll
The Cubanos.
We'll put it in the budget for Mr. House. And yeah, we'll see you next month. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Adios.